Ever hosted the perfect guest but then got ghosted in the reviews? Here's how to actually earn the 5 stars without begging for them. After more than 8 years of hosting, I've learned a few things that consistently get me good reviews. Here they are. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. Okay, let's get into it. Communication is everything. What do I mean by this? Respond fast before the trip and during the trip. Clear instructions on check-in, Wi-Fi details, directions. Those are areas which you cannot compromise because people want to know that they're going to arrive at their listing safe and sound, and so they need clarity. Everything needs to be clear and laid out for them. You also have to think about other things such as unanswered questions, right? If you've answered their unanswered questions or you've proactively thought about them, that's already a win for you. Something else is making use of automated messages, scheduled messages. Just don't be scared of automation. That's gonna save you a lot of time from having to type long, tedious messages at odd hours, as you may have different listings and guests are just operating in different time zones. On platforms like Airbnb, they're already integrated. You gotta be quick on the communication for sure. Okay, cleanliness is 5 stars or nothing. You have to clean the place like if your mom is about to inspect right after you clean that place. I'm talking about getting under the beds, the bathrooms need to be spotless, and don't be scared of making use of good scents, right? I've noticed that when you use like lavender, vanilla, any of those really good smelling scents, guests always come in, they have a really good vibe. It just makes their stay so much better, and you can definitely feel that in the reviews. The assistant, the cleaners, whoever is there like helping you tidy up the place to get these guests, like they need to make sure that okay, they're getting every corner. That's where we have the checklist, right? You have a detailed checklist that they need to rigorously follow. There needs to be visual cues as well, because those really push the whole clean narrative. I'm talking about well-laid bed sheets, really well-centered decorations, well put together towels on the bed. When I walk into your place, I know that like this place is clean. There's nothing that anyone can say about it. Think about it this way, even if the guests come in and they're gonna trash your place, they cannot even say anything about how clean your place was. They'll always remember that we stayed at this really clean Airbnb. And that's it. That's all it takes to sometimes push that 5 stars and get that elevated guest experience or that memorable guest experience. Okay, so this one is a bit interesting. I feel like I've used this particular one in other aspects of my life as well. It is under promise and over deliver. Please just don't oversell your listings. Just don't lie. Be transparent, be honest. Chances are, if you're just adding a bunch of extra stuff in the description, people are gonna get there, they're gonna get really disappointed, they're gonna be mad, and they're gonna just feel like they got ripped off. But what you can actually do, and I think this is a good idea, is just let them be pleasantly surprised. You might want to invest a bit more in certain toiletries. You might want to also offer little conveniences. You could have USB cables so they could charge the devices. You could add complimentary Netflix. People really love it. You might be able to also offer early check-in when it's available, when it's also convenient for you, right? It doesn't hurt. These are things that they're gonna remember for sure. Other things could include ease of access, like smart locks, really good, right? You're not looking for keys. Things like that really leave a mark on the guest, and they end up remembering how easy it was to stay at your place. And more often than not, that leads to positive reviews. Something else to consider when trying to get 5-star reviews are thoughtful touches. What do I mean by that? So that could include really well thought through welcome baskets with local goods, or could be like just imported snacks, whatever you want, but like a nice welcome basket. You might want to go as far as adding a small welcome note or like on the chalkboard, you might want to add a small message. If it's an anniversary or something along those lines, you might want to add something small like chocolate or something that really makes it memorable. Honestly, I don't think it's too much. I think people really love it. Small things like that can really push the 5-star review. And obviously, don't break the bank, right? You gotta be smart about that too. It has to make financial sense. Just keep it reasonable. Okay, so something else to think about is likable and available staff. So that's more for people that have multiple listings. Whoever is there that's overseeing your listing, whether it's your team or yourself, you have to be reachable and present and respectful. The staff needs to know, or the co-host, they need to be trained to know how to control their own emotions, because you hear some really messed up stuff sometimes with guests, and the staff can also not be rude. Like you gotta calm all of that down. And one thing I've noticed is guests love to name drop. So if you are doing all these things the right way, they will not be scared to be like, Moise was like a great host, and the co-host was also like unbelievable, right? They're not gonna be shy at all. They're gonna make it public, make it known that, okay, these people were really good. That honestly sometimes makes me feel good and gives me a good amount of motivation to keep on pushing through some of the hiccups or negativity that you might face along the way. Okay, so I'm gonna add this one, but I want people to really pay attention, give it like an hour or two, just send them a message, a short message, just politely asking for a review too. I've noticed that when you do something good to other people, they're more than likely to return the favor. For some reason that has worked. You might want to add something like, if there were things that were not so good, they can always leave you a message privately through DM. Any constructive criticism can be sent via DMs. Why do hosts have to do that? It's because these platforms have weaponized reviews. As in now, like everyone on these platforms, we're all expected to be perfect. There are no mistakes, no hiccups. A couple strikes, you can just be banned, suspended, removed from these platforms. So it is what it is. That's how they keep their high standard. Okay, for this strategy, what you have to avoid is pushing the gentle ask for the review when you know that the service was subpar or just shit. Like they got there, everything was broken, it was dirty, it was stinky. Just don't send that message, because all you're gonna do is frustrate them, and they're gonna unleash all that they had in them to your review like, comments. They're gonna just say that this host was literally cruel. It's not worth it. Just know about that before pushing that message. If you know that you've done a bad job, just don't ask for it. Keep it quiet, keep it low. Keep in mind that the more people don't leave a review, especially if you've explicitly said that if you don't feel like the service was good enough, message me directly or send me constructive criticism privately. If you've noticed a drop in reviews, that means that people are not liking the service as much. Just to recap, we talked about great communication, cleanliness, thoughtful extras, dynamic staff, and smart review requests. I think all of those things will put you on a good path on obtaining more 5-star reviews. Also, if you have more tips or ways yourself on how to obtain 5-star reviews, please drop it in the comment below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys next time.